Out by the barn where the stories grow, under the sun where the warm winds blow, a sanctuary where the hearts unite. Come join the love in the golden light. Love lives here where the open skies sing. Every soul finds a place to cling. Join us today, feel the warmth inside, in the Barnside Chat where the love won't hide. Whispers of care in the gentle breeze, laughter that dances among the trees. Every life matters, every heart's a flame. Together we gather, no one's the same. Love lives here where the open skies sing. Every soul finds a place to cling. Join us today, feel the warmth inside, in the Barnside Chat where the love won't hide. Love lives here where the open skies sing. Every soul finds a place to cling. Join us today, feel the warmth inside, in the Barnside Chat where the love won't hide.
Hello friends, hello, welcome. Thank you for joining into Heath's Barnside Chat. We're here live at Happily Ever Esther Farm Sanctuary located in Sheffield, Ontario, Canada. And yeah, happy Groundhog Day, everybody. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I'm so happy that we can all be here together today. I'm in the lunchroom right now. We were going to do Barnside out in the arena, but the pigs have all got the dinner moan on, and they are all screaming in there, so it's a bit chaotic to sit down with you and go over what has happened this week at the farm. And yeah, I'm always horrified with these moments that I have to share with you, that yeah, this week on the farm has been a absolutely tough week, and I hate starting Barnside Chat like this, but I just got to get it out. I mean, you're our family, you're our community, and you're who we turn to for support through all this. And yes, it's the start of Barnside Chat's not starting out on a great note. And yeah, we lost our resident this week. And I need to let you know about it. And unfortunately, Winnie has crossed the Rainbow Bridge, and it happened very suddenly. And I'm sorry to be the one to tell you and to start Barnside Chat off like this. But yeah, Winifred. We discovered Winifred was in distress a few mornings ago. We immediately transported her to the Ontario Veterinary College in Guelph, and she had a major hemorrhage, and yeah, she passed away. So yeah, it's completely unexpected. Of course, you know, operating and running a sanctuary, we have to deal with these moments on a repetitive basis. Wow. Yeah, this one caught us all off guard. So, yeah, to everybody that loved Winifred, and to her family, and to all the caregivers, we love her so much, and of course, because it was so sudden, we had them do a necropsy. Just so we can make sure that the rest of the herd and the rest of our family is going to be okay, and that nothing was, a disease that could be communicated between herds. Yeah, Winifred had advanced bladder cancer, and that resulted in a big rupture. And yeah, when it was Chris and myself and Kevin that were working that morning, and Winifred showed up for breakfast and was sort of not, she was dull and not completely herself. And we recognized some signs of bruising on her stomach that was actually hemorrhaging, and yeah, it was a quick and sudden departure. So yeah, this one hits hard. I mean, they all hit hard, but you never know what to expect and what's going to happen from day to day. But yeah, that was a hard pill to swallow. But yeah, we all loved Winifred very much, and we're grateful that to have known her and to have been able to provide sanctuary for her entire life. And you guys, of course, all made that incredibly magical experience for her and everybody here on the ground. But yeah. Okay. That's I hate starting Barnside Chat out like that, but I just gotta get it out there. It's not easy to discuss losses in our family, but we just always want to keep you as up to date as we possibly can. So thank you to everybody in the comment field for expressing your love there for Winifred. I can see all of your comments coming in. I'm not reading them all, but we're doing our absolute best here. And I'm in the lunchroom right now because out in the main corridor of the barn, it's busy right now, and the pigs are all screaming and moaning for their dinner. So that's why I'm in here today. I think the pigs are being fed right now, so I could probably go out now to a quieter situation, but I didn't want the pigs screaming in the background when I'm telling you this bad news. In typical Barnside Chat format, we're going to carry on. The show must go on, and we'll find moments to be with our close family and to grieve this one out right. Yeah, this sucks. This really sucks. On today's Barnside Chat, we're going to do some resident updates, and we'll do some facilities updates, and then we'll take some questions from the Magic Rainbow Bag. All right, well, let's do some. Oh, my stand is. Just give me 1 second here. I'm sorry about the bad camera work. I've got my camera stand is not working the best right now, but we'll go for a walk. I can hear that the barn has gotten a lot quieter now, so I think we can go back out in our typical format. I can put my jacket on. It is ridiculously cold out right now. I'm sure a lot of you are experiencing the same thing, but we'll head out into the barn where we can have some normalcy and we can talk about everything that's going on with our friends here at the farm. Oh yeah, it's a lot quieter now in here. Yeah, there's our recognizable backdrop there. So let's do some whoopsies. Oi. Okay, resident updates. Penelope. This is a Penelope pig. This week, somebody bit Penelope on the ear and almost went straight through her ear. This photo doesn't do it really justice, but you can almost see daylight through that ear. My grandpa always used to joke with me and pretend that he could see daylight through my ears, but This one you really can almost see daylight through, and somebody cranked her on the ear. Unfortunately, she's okay. Of course, it's an ear injury is something that we're quite used to. Small scraps that result in small injuries, and so Penelope is kind of holding her head a little bit to the side, a little bit tilted. But she got some pain meds, and it's getting cleaned every day just to make sure that infection doesn't set in. But that happened to Penelope. And for our friends that love Emma in our family, has not been feeling the greatest. She's had a back limp that we've been monitoring and giving her daily meds for, and as well some laser treatment to try to get a rebound out of Emma. Here's just a short video so you can see. It's her back right leg, and she doesn't want to put any weight on it. She's sort of hobbling around, but we've got her removed from the herd right now so that she can rest and not have to keep up with the rest of her herd mates. So we actually have the vet is coming this week to have a better look at it to see if there's something going on that we're missing. But we've been doing foot soaks for her, and the laser treatment and pain meds and anti-inflammatories. And we also did a round of like shotgun antibiotics that, we just throw some antibiotics at her to see if she can, if there is something going on before the vet can get here to have a peek at. But we'll make sure to draw some blood, and we'll make sure that we keep you updated on how Emma is doing. But for right now, she's resting very closely to her heat lamp, and we've got lots of nice dry bedding for her. And Emma, isn't that odd for her that she has a limp? Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's definitely odd that she has a limp. We've checked out the bottom of her foot, like the sole and the horn of the hoof, and there's nothing that we can see with our eyes. And perhaps we'll, it might be a trip to OVC for some x-rays. Sometimes our equine vet can come out with their x-ray unit, and we're able to diagnose on farm. But this limp just feels like it's lasting a little bit longer when we haven't seen any sort of walking easier. Typically with like a leg injury or a muscle injury, typically it's about a week, and then you start to see them get more comfortable putting weight on it. But at this point, they are, they're not weight bearing on it at all. So fingers crossed for Emma. If you're familiar with the farm, you know that we have an osteopath that comes to the farm regularly to work on the residents that are up for it for the day. And here you can see Miss Mercy is getting worked on her back legs here. This is Nevina, the osteopath. And we've had an osteopath here at the farm for about, I think we're going on about 8 years of using regular osteopathy to alleviate some of the residents' pain, and it just allows them to move easier. And they come once a month, and they work on as many residents as they can within a couple of hours. And this is Nevina working on Mercy. Excuse me. This is me working on Mercy. Mercy's front hooves. She had a blowout on one of her hooves that we've been monitoring for many months, where like the tip of her hoof was like breaking off and just holding on by not very much nail at all, but it was looking like the gap in that space on her hoof was getting larger and becoming more irritated, and it's on her front hooves, and she already has very severe arthritis in her front. So we wanted to see if we could get some of that growth of that
horn that's ready to pop off and get that ground down. And it is so cold right now, and we were concerned about putting her in the chute. Of course, there is risks to be managed with the residents that, don't have a wide range of mobility. So we put straps in the chute to make sure, so in case she did need extra support, that we have those safety straps in to be able to help lift her. But we let her in. She was an amazing, she did so well. And because it was so cold, we used this machine called Bear Hugger. And it's, you see it here on the right of the screen. It's a unit that's about this big, and it has a hose that comes off of it. And the Bear Hugger produces warm to hot air, and it connects to these blankets and blows hot air through about 1,000 little holes in a blanket of hot to warm air. So we covered Mercy with this Bear Hugger blanket and got it all hooked up, and it was able to blow nice warm to hot air over her while she received her pedicure. And this is the first time that we've done it like this, but because it was so cold and because it was so necessary to get that horn trimmed off, I'm pleased with how it all worked out, and she seemed to be quite comfortable with the warm air blowing over her. So that was a nice thing. We've had this Bear Hugger machine for, 5 or 6 years. I bought it used on eBay, and it was something that I saw that they had at the Ontario Veterinary College. They always had it on hand. It was on one of their carts, their anesthesia carts, and pigs are susceptible to hyper and hypothermia when waking up from sedation from anesthesia. So they always have this machine on hand to assist with warming up the patient or the individual that's waking up if their temperature starts to dive. So we bought this machine. We've only used it a couple of times on our own residents. I believe Tim had it used on him when we were stitching him up, and he was fully sedated. This was an on-farm appointment at the Campbellville farm, and when we were waking him up, we used the Bear Hugger. And yeah, it's an awesome machine. And even though we're using it kind of unconventionally, just for warmth here for her, it was able to provide comfort during the appointment. Well, and you can see that her legs are hanging out the bottom here, and it's in the cold arena with the metal lift. So it just, my gosh. Using it unconventionally, but it definitely helped keep her comfortable, and we were able to trim back her big hooves. You can see her mouth sticking out here at the bottom. This is where we can feed her and talk to her and tell her how beautiful she is, and feed her peanut butter and some Fig Newton cookies. And let me see. I think I have a little video of the trim. Yeah, here it is. There's shackles that go on her front hooves because they can pull their legs up and essentially hold them away from you. And most of the residents don't need the shackles, but some residents, as soon as they hear the grinder start up, they will pull their hooves up and almost like sit on them or crouch on them so that you can't see them. So we used the shackles on Mercy, and her appointment was about 45 minutes that we were able to get the major part of the horn that was falling off. We were able to get that shell off. It was, it was a long appointment, and it was aggressive for sure to take that much off of her, but she came out of the chute walking better than she walked into it. So we definitely had a high five moment with it was Kevin and I that got her in. She's such a sweetheart. She just walked right in to it for, you know, a couple of cookies. She's so trusting, and yeah. So that was a great appointment that we had with Mercy, and we trim their hooves as often as they need it. Our seniors' hooves, they grow a lot quicker than the younger residents for a couple of reasons. I think the main one is that they're not as active, and so they're not wearing their hooves down as much as the younger folks are. And it also has a lot to do with their terrain. The terrain that our seniors have is quite sandy, and so there's not a lot of, there's not a lot of abrasive surfaces like some of our other resident herds have access to, cobblestone in their areas. But the older that they get, the faster their hooves grow. And so our seniors need their hooves cut probably 4 to 6 times a year. And we do it as needed. I think, here's this handsome face. I love this man so much. Mr. Brindle, his big ears and his big, huge smile. So April's family, they all live in these 2 huts within the arena. And when you're in the huts, they're very warm. They are heated. They have insulated floor, insulated walls, insulated ceiling, and they retain the heat very well. And last week there was all of them, April, Brindle, Hercules, and Mercy. They were all in the same hut, which was awesome to see, because typically you only see 2 in one hut and then 2 in the other hut. And but this time they were all huddled into one of the huts, which was heartwarming to see, and a bit, your mind plays tricks on you that someone's going to get hurt, because typically they're sleeping, like April's herd is 2 social groups, Brindle and Mercy, and then Mama and Hercules, Mama and Brindle. That's how they sleep. But they did great. But they created this bed outside of the huts. About 3 or 4 weeks ago, we took all of their beds that were outside of the huts and we composted all of the beds. So there were no more beds outside of their huts, because we wanted to encourage them to sleep indoors where it's heated and insulated. Oh my gosh. And there was some resistance, like April would just flat out lay on the dirt, and I think it was a small protest going on. She wanted her bed outside, but we needed them to realize just how warm and bougie it is inside of the little cottages. So once they got the hang of that, we have these large bales of hay that are in their area for interest and for them to scratch on and for them to go around, and it just provides interest in their area. Well, Brindle and their herd opened up one of these big, huge 700-pound bales, and they created their own bed outside the huts. They don't want to sleep inside the huts. During the day, they like to have an eye on what's going on in the arena. And when they're inside their huts, they can't keep tabs on us as closely as they can when they're outside of the huts. So they've got this big, huge bed, and they snuggle in it during the day. And we try to convince them to go back in the huts because it's warmer. But it's nice to walk the arena and have these guys, and you chat at them. You could say, "Hey, Brindleface," and he'll chat you back, and you say, "Hi, Mama," and she'll chat you back. But when they're in the houses, in their huts, it's harder to communicate with them because they're inside. So it's nice to see them out and about. They don't want to miss anything, and who can blame them? Okay, that's pretty much it for the resident updates. Facilities updates are pretty slim as well, but there's a great video that Kevin made with his drone flying it around. We've just been, we're in survival mode right now. It's bitch winter and it is bloody cold. The temperatures don't show any sign of warming up. It's been snow removal, taking care of the icy areas, using all of our equipment is being used every single day for snow removal. We get to We get a lot of drifting snow here, right up the driveway. The driveway's about 1 kilometer long, and it just takes the slightest amount of wind, and it creates these big, huge drifts. So we're pretty much plowing every single day, and in some places the drifts are up over my head and over the ability of some of our equipment to plow the snow. Back, you know, you sort of are plowing and the snow is just, there's nowhere for it to go. I'm sure some people are having similar experiences at your house where you've got nowhere to put the snow. So we had to get out the big equipment, the big huge blade, the big huge buckets, and start piling it even higher. Last year the snow drifts were about 12 feet high in areas where we were piling. We're not quite there yet, we're about 6 and 7 feet in some areas. So, but it's winter is difficult. Stuff is freezing, waters are freezing, pipes bursting. You just never know what you're gonna get on the cold days. But it's full hands on deck right now. Yeah, let me know in the comment feed what you're experiencing for winter. I know there are some other areas around us that got hit way worse than we did, so our hearts definitely go out for how everybody's doing. Visit Eleanor, please. Oh, Andrea, I love that. Eleanor is still in quarantine. We had a GI issue going on here on the farm where some of the pigs weren't feeling well, and they had some diarrhea, and so we removed Eleanor because also she had surgery and she was healing from that, and we didn't want any sort of GI issues with Eleanor, especially with her healing. And it's our seniors and youngest that we guard the most whenever there's something like this that happens. So it appears that GI issue has rolled through the herds, and everybody's got solid poops now, and everybody's looking good. So Eleanor will be returned back to the meat barn shortly, but for now she's in one quarantine space, so we can't go visit her right now. So sorry about that. Here's a video that Kevin created with his drone. We're gonna fly up over the hay barn here. And then in the back, this is Malcolm's area. To the right there, you can see our compost pile and the flag and the main driveway and the beautiful pastures. And the sun is setting in this video. And this was actually taken last night. The full moon, there you can see it. We were out watching the moon rise. Myself and some volunteers and friends were out just watching it come up above the trees. I get excited for the full moon, and we were able to watch it come up over the trees. It just looked so huge. And we watched it creep up and over. The sky was purple, and then it was pink, and just getting to watch the beautiful snow moon. Yeah, warms my heart. It's been a rough week, and having friends and family here to, you know, celebrate sanctuary life, and you know, it's made this week a little bit easier having everybody around. So thank you so much to our volunteers and to the staff that helped make this place work, and the volunteer board of directors who are also here this week. We have Kelly, Lynn, and Kathy, all from out of town that have been here all weekend, just making strategic plans for this year and for next year and beyond. It's a beautiful flight path. There's the domes, the dome living, there they are. But it's a neat view that Kevin's able to provide us. There's the silo that's got to go inside, all the way back around. But yeah, it's full moon, and I'm glad Kevin was out flying his drone around, because that gives us just an interesting view on everything that you can't see with the naked eye. And yeah, hopefully that gives you a little bit more of context to how the property is laid out. And we'll continue to share stuff as we're able to take new videos, and we'll share that across for you. Yeah, Kevin definitely loves his drone. You're not wrong about that, Claire. We'll just touch base quickly on the sanctuary weather report. I mean, you've heard me bitch and moan about the weather, about how it's really cold. It's minus 17 today, feeling more around minus 25 with the wind chill, and the temperatures continue to drop. It's getting colder coming up to this weekend. The sun has been out, which has been nice to see the sun, and the stars have been out, which was brilliant, and I'm not going to complain about being able to see the moon. That was awesome that it wasn't a cloud-covered evening, but yeah, it is frigid. Frigid. And special thanks to all of the volunteers that come out, regardless of the weather, to make sure that the residents have everything that they need. And when it's really cold like it is this past week, the residents get fed more. They get more calories, so everything is heavier, everything takes longer to make and prepare. Yeah, we feed them more because they take more calories to stay warm, so that's why we feed them more. Okay, friends. Wow. I'm looking at my timer here tick on by, and yeah, I spent a little more time in the beginning explaining what happened with Winifred, so we lost a bit of time there. So we're going to have to catch up on the Magic Rainbow Bag next week. If you have any questions that you would like answered during the Magic Rainbow Bag, you can leave us a comment, you can private message us, or you can email, but the best way is just to put your comment in the comment feed below, and next week I'll be sure to backpedal into the questions that you had this week. All right, friends, I got to get back at it. There's a million and one things to do to keep everybody happy and to keep this place going. And I just want to thank you all again for being here for the farm and being here for the residents. And we'll get through this together. There are good times and there are bad times and there are really hard times. But yeah. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us today on Barnside Chat, and for being here in grief with us today as we celebrate the loss and the life of Winifred. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in to Heath's Barnside Chat. My name is Derek, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now, everyone.
To the moon and back again. I love you to the moon, where the night remembers when. If you're gone or right beside me, you're the reason I keep trying. I love you to the moon, to the moon.